Good day everyone, Ray from Love You RV. Today I will be reviewing a water filtration system from a company called Clearsource. This is the new Clearsource Ultra, and it is actually a 3-stage water filter system for your RV. Now I have reviewed their product in the past, and fair disclaimer, they've sent this product to me as a free review sample. Same thing they did in the past. You can see here the dual stage one that I installed somewhere about December 2017, so I've been using this for a couple years now, and I mostly use it when I go down boondocking in the southwest where the water quality is kind of iffy at best sometimes, lots of salts and sediments and things like that. So what I did is I modded this and mounted it on the back of my 5th wheel trailer. I'll give you a little video footage of that. You can also go back in the descriptions. I'll leave links to the original review and mod, plus a couple updates I've done on the Clearsource. But that's kind of handy to have at the same time I review this new system, because we'll be able to have a close look at this older system after 2.5 years of use and see how it's held up in real-world use. So let me unbox this new one and we'll get a look at what makes it different. There we go. So you can see it's just like the dual stage. Same stand, powder coated heavy duty stand. Also the same input and outputs are stainless. Some will have brass, some will even have plastic, and also stainless screws. And then they got the extra large canisters, bigger than a lot of the other makes. And then you get 3 filters. So the first filter is a 5 micron filter, and that's to get rid of sediment and silt, sort of the larger particles go through that. Then it goes into this 0.5 micron carbon block filter, and that's really going to get rid of all the organic compounds, insecticides, pesticides, solvents, chloramines, and cysts. Keep all the nasty stuff out of there. And then what this one does is it even has a 3rd filter that goes down to 0.2 micron, and that's even to get rid of stuff like E. coli. So really, after everything goes through here, you shouldn't have any type of issues with unhealthy water, which is a big thing for me now, because recently Anne was diagnosed with polymyalgic rheumatica, and she's on a couple nasty pills for that. She's on, actually one she injects even. So it's the treatment she's on really reduces her immune system. She's kind of immune suppressed, so anything in the water can really harm her. So I'm really interested in making sure I get good water into the RV. I want to have good water anyway, but it's very important for us now. So we still buy drinking water purified out of the machines, but this will be great. Any of the water that goes into our rig, as far as, getting a shower, you're almost always going to get some in your mouth, or, you brush your teeth. Also, I found that it really helped the quality of the water for making tea and stuff. A lot of times I'll just use it out of the tap and boil my water for cooking and tea and dishes. And once I've been using these filters, I haven't noticed any foul smells or anything. It's really kept the water nice and clean. Anyway, let's have a look at this other unit. It's had, like I say, a good amount of use, so pull it apart and have a look at the hardware. I haven't had any problems with leaks or anything like that, and I found the flow through this system was good with those really big canisters. It allows there's something called water pressure, but then there's water flow, how much water flows through. And that has to do when you hook something up in line with your system, whether it's going to reduce the flow and you're going to have a kind of a trickle out of your shower versus a good shower. So let's get a close-up look. This hardware is my own hardware. It didn't come with it. This is what I used to mount it to my bumper. And I did buy some brass quick connects, so it would make it easy for me hooking up the hoses when I went to a fill station. Anyway, here's the jugs, and one of their claims to fame was they use a lot larger and heavy-duty jug compared to some of the other systems you see. They're a little bit cheaper, and I haven't had any problems with them cracking or anything like that. They're showing signs of a little bit of fade in the plastic. I've also accidentally left the water in there overnight during a few freezing periods, maybe down to about low 20s, and I didn't have any issues. But I have to remember to deal with that, or I could crack them, but they are pretty thick. You can see how thick the plastic is. And also they have very thick threads on them, so they're easy to do up really tight. They come with a wrench. Once I lock those up, you're not going to budge them. I didn't even worry about driving with those on there because I checked them many times and they hadn't even budged. Once they're cinched up, they're cinched up. Nice thick threads on that. Give you a look at those connectors there. Of course, this is stainless steel, so no rust or any problems like that. So they're kind of made for RVing, so they can be hooked up multiple times. A lot of the cheaper ones you'll get will have plastic, and pretty quickly they will strip out the threads, and then you'll have leaks. That's I think the input, and then we have the other one here. Nice heavy stainless as well. And then so far the gaskets are in good shape. They do sell replacement gaskets if they wear out, but haven't had any problems there. As far as the powder coating, it stood up pretty well. There's a bit of a fade to it. I could actually wax it probably, make it look a little bit better, but it has lost a little bit of its gleam. But no corrosion or anything. They make quite the heavy-duty stand. Like a person could buy all this stuff and make their own much cheaper, but you got to kind of figure out how to fabricate your own stand. That one's pretty good. It's designed so it can sit outside in the weather. You know, you come to your campground and you park and you put that stand up. I noticed on their website they do have internal ones as well, so they make the same dual model and 3-stage model to put inside your RV. Some people prefer that. So anyway, thumbs up on that so far, 2.5 years, and she's still going. For the price you pay, though, you would expect this to almost be a lifetime purchase. That one, I think, goes for about $249. This one's up around $349, so they are not cheap. But being a full-time RVer, I use them all the time, so it's worth having a really good system that's going to last for a long time. You won't be having to replace it all the time. Oh, and another quick update. I remember a couple of commenters thought that I may have issue using dissimilar metals. You know, you get the brass quick connect on the stainless steel output, but no such thing has happened. That's 2.5 years, and I've had this on the west coast where there's a lot of salt in the air. You know, driving along on the back of the trailer and no problems at all. Every once in a while I'll clean them up and lube them a little bit, the ball bearings in there, but no such problems. After a quick read through the owner's manual, it says the water flows from this end to that end. If you don't like it that way, you can switch it. If you were to take it apart, you could swap everything around. Well, that lets you know where to install the filters. So the first stage, you want the sediment filter in there, kind of a rib looking filter. And then the next one is the carbon filter. And that's what the normal 2-stage has. And then this one has the 3rd stage filter. It's kind of like a plastic outside. That's the 0.2 micron filter. Get rid of all the nasty bugs. So I'll put those in and give you a wrench to tighten them up nice and tight with. I was going to say, a lot of people say, oh, I'm using the filter already. I bought it at the RV store. This is like a Camco filter. But you can see this removes chlorine and sediment, but it's 150 micron fiber barrier. So even this one is a 5. So you can tell it filters out, these will filter out much smaller particles than something like this. The other thing is because of the large canisters and everything, the flow is really good. Whereas through these, you can actually kind of limit the throw through the RV. Especially after you've only used it a while, they'll start to clog up, and pretty soon you're not getting very good water flow out of your taps and shower. Okay, fired up the water. We're going to give her a little leak test here. One little dribble right there. Let's see what kind of water we got. Well, something flaky was going on with that input. I tried 2 different hoses and it still would drip. Finally took my elbow here and tightened it up and it's fine. So I don't know whether it's like a mismatch between the hose ends or something funny in there. I tried their washer, even doubled up the washers and tried my own washer. I was still getting drips. I think that I probably didn't notice it because I had those brass ones in there for a long time. So that could be a problem with that particular collar there. Anyway, she's not leaking now with that elbow in there. You got great pressure coming out of it. So I set my pressure regulator to around 58 psi. We'll go in and check the flow, and maybe I'll have a shower and let you know how the pressure is. Check the old kitchen sink. And it's about normal. Flow is a little bit weaker here because I actually have a low flow aerator in there to save water when we're boondocking through. Yeah, pretty normal. The old pooper. Yeah, pretty decent bowl fill time. And the old shower. Pretty normal. So, got myself a shower and report back. Getting a little sweaty here. So there we go. Feeling all clean and refreshed. So the shower was good. It's higher pressure than my water pump. My water pump's about a 50 psi. I had my regulator dialed in close to 60, and I'd say somewhere around in the mid 50s is what it felt like. Lots of pressure, like a good flow. So I'm giving it a thumbs up. Just like the last time, I really like this. I like the quality build. It's really nice to have a product that's built really well. The good filtration. So a couple bad things I can say, of course, is price. Like everything else, no one wants to pay a lot of money for something, but I don't think you'd be sorry if you bought this. It looks like it's really built to last, and proof is I've had that one for 2.5 years, and there's nothing wrong with it. Everything, I can see it lasting, you know, a decade or two, no problem. I didn't like that connection. I don't know what's going on there. I tried a couple different hoses and it still dripped until I put that elbow in there, and it never dripped with my brass before, so maybe it's just the hose. I have kind of old hoses. They've been banged around and the ends are kind of bent and stuff like that. So if anybody else has had that problem with these, I know some of the viewers may have bought this system. It'd be interesting to know if you've had that problem. So let me know in the comments below what you think of it, and I'd always be curious too if you've bought this system, if you've had any problems with it, and what you feel about it, just so people can read the comments and find out too, because it is quite a bit of money to spend on a filter system. I'll be giving this one away. I'm starting to get a lot of products here, a lot of duplicates. I'm getting more and more companies asking me, and I don't really want most of them, and I don't want to sit there and sell them. So I'll be doing a big giveaway. I think I'll give a lot away and have a big giveaway maybe around the end of August, where I can take everything in at once and get it all shipped at the same time. So stay tuned for that. There'll be a pile of stuff. Just follow the YouTube channel, maybe hit the notifications, or you can always sign up for my newsletter, because I have a monthly newsletter, and I'll be sure to announce it in that as well. So like always, I'll be testing this further and report back. We have pretty good water here where we are for the summer. It's really well filtered out of the mountains, rainwater, soft, so not much I can do there, but maybe I can pull some out of the estuary or something and run it through, maybe get a little tester or something. Anyway, you know me, I'll tinker around and come up with some test and have a video in the future on it. So, till next time, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Thanks for watching, folks. Cheers.